Welcome to 10 p.m. with Galinsky. I am excited. Tonight I got a great guest, Jodi Katz. She's also a great friend. She's going to be on the show with us. Saying hello to my chatters. Katha, nice to see ya. Jamie Meadis, Callie Greenberg, rock on. Good to see you. Glad you joined. Happy Monday, Jamie. Who else is in the house? Heather Prescott's with us. Jack Fuller's with us. Good to see you all. Here we go, people. Nuchas, they support the show. You support Nuchas. Nuchas.com. Yeah, baby. Also, actortrade.com. Actortrade.com, where actors run lines with each other and also submit self-tapes. It's an incredible app and an amazing Facebook group if you want to check them out. VIPTalentConnect.com, another supporter doing amazing work in the entertainment industry. And I'd also like to shout out The Stage Network. They are simulcasting us tonight, as they always do on their social networks. The main site is watchstage.com. If you email me privately, galinskynow@gmail.com, I will provide you with a free month of the Stage Network membership, galinskynow@gmail.com. Just a gift for watching. I also want to announce this book just came out called Shift Poetry in the Time of COVID-19. I've got 3 poems in here. Go to shiftpoetry.com to learn more about this book. It's also a workbook and the poems and poetry that is in there. You can buy it there, shiftpoetry.com. Woo! I am ready to do the show, so let's bring in our guest. She's a backup singer for Cher. She is a lead singer and dancer with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Please welcome Jodi Katz.
Hey!
Jodi.
What's up?
Jodi, we got so many people in the chat ready to rock and roll. Heather Prescott is here. Jack
Hi, Heather.
Fuller, Michael Swiskay, Callie's here. Let's see. Someone just is getting hungry in the chat. Colin Peterson and Jay Festa just showed up. So we got a big, good group. I want to start off. As I always try to start off, on a really positive note. And so there's 2 positive things. One, we can handle more quickly than the second one. So the first one is you and I share an amazing friend and mentor who he actually introduced you and I to each other.
He introduces everyone.
He does, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel like we need to share that with our audience because this guy is incredible. His name is Mark Schoenfeld. He is the writer of the musical Brooklyn, and there he is with you right now.
I actually call him my Jewish mother because he's very much, yeah. We call each other blood. He's family. I mean, he changed my life.
Talk about that. Tell us about how he changed your life and go into the gritty details. Do you mind?
Yeah. So Mark was giving a speech at my high school my senior year, and he was kind of saying, like, no one's going to pluck you from obscurity. If you think you have it when opportunity knocks, be ready. And I was kind of sitting there like, is this my opportunity? Like, I need to say something. So I raised my hand and I sang for him. And he really just, from that moment on, changed the trajectory of my life. He met my family. He taught me how to raise money to get out of New Hampshire and like pursue my dreams. And he made me a businesswoman, really. I mean, he taught me so many things, how to be savvy, how to navigate show business, can be a very seedy place at times. And he was just like a support team, and he's so eccentric and he's so creative, and he's so passionate. There's not anyone like him. I mean, he honestly has more energy than me. I'm not kidding. Like, he'll call my phone like 30 times a day, be like, baby, I have an idea. This is what we should do. And it's like always spot on.
Yeah.
Yes, like out of the box, like just.
If anybody needs an amazing mentor, Mark's for hire. He's freaking incredible. And he wrote the musical Brooklyn, which ran off Broadway.
Yes.
And he's also got a lot of other secret little things about him that he doesn't divulge.
He kind of can do it all,
yeah.
From like writing scores to marketing genius ideas to really. I think his specialty, though, is pinpointing what someone's star quality is and amplifying that. And he's just such a confidence boost to have in your corner, and he's amazing. And the people he knows too are ridiculous.
So you started out in some very humble beginnings, according to Mark. He was telling me that you were living almost in poverty, where at a certain point.
Yeah,
So tell us a little about that, because this is a rags to riches kind of story. Your
it is.
success, and I think it's important for people to know that, because you've got a beautiful smile and a beautiful demeanor, and you're always upbeat, and that a lot of people could just say, well, that's because she probably was privileged or had a really easy
Right.
life, and you didn't at the beginning. Can you just tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of hard to break that cycle. My mom was one of 14, and the father left after the last kid. So they grew up in the projects and 5 to a room. My mom's my hero. I mean, her life and just how she is now is so amazing. A lot of her sisters and brothers didn't even graduate 8th grade. So it was kind of coming from that. And my parents worked hard every day of their life. Just blue collar. My mom worked for special needs. My dad was a truck driver, constantly being laid off. And we grew up with Salvation Army. We went through foreclosure. We went through bankruptcy twice. Just kind of hard, just really when you, hard times, really. But throughout all that, I felt so loved. Like there was so much love in my family that I almost didn't know I was poor until I got into the world and was like, oh, people have like a lawyer parent or a doctor parent, or people make 6 figures, like even just 6 figures. I couldn't even fathom it. My parents together didn't make close to that. And so I didn't really realize until hindsight, until Mark was like, yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah. He came to my house and he was like, holes in the kitchen walls and the bathroom and like, yeah. And so he kind of just taught me, like I said prior, taught me how to raise money and get out of that world.
You did. Mark had you make a list of everybody you know, right?
Yes. He's so smart. He said, people, when you're passionate and you really want something, people will help. If you have an end goal, and people believe in you, they'll help you. So he said, make a list of everyone you've ever met and ask them for $1,000. And I was like, $1,000? He's like, okay, well, ask them for 500. So I made a list of everybody I met, and I go and I bring it to him. I'm like, here it is. Yeah. How am I going to break out in New Hampshire? Like, what do I do next? And he's like, he's looking at it. He's like, where's your dentist? Where's your principal? Where's your crossing guard? Where's your mom's bingo friends? Like everybody you've ever met. So then I went back with this huge list. And exactly like he said, you ask for 500. Some people only give 50. Some people only give $5. And it all adds up, and we raised a nest egg. And through Mark, I met bigger investors that were able to give larger amounts. And we moved to Beverly Hills together and just kind of started my career.
Great. That's so
crazy. Like a girl from New Hampshire, like never went to restaurants. Like I was like, mind blown. It's crazy.
I think it's a huge lesson for everybody listening and somebody just hashtagged it. Callie did. Hashtag people will help. If you ask, people will help. And if they can't, they'll say no. And I have found that actually people are honored when you ask. I'm always honored when someone asks, hey, Galinsky, can you help me? I'm like, some people I'm like, of course I will. You're my friend. And then some people are like, wow, I hardly know you, but you've noticed me and you think I can add something? Great.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not monetarily. Sometimes it's like a connection or an idea or I had people say, you know what, I can't give you any money, but I have points and you can use them towards your next flight to LA. Or, I mean, people really do dig in and they do help out.
So let's fast forward to now. How many young ladies auditioned to be one of 3 of Cher's backup singers?
So there's only 2.
Oh.
There's only 2 backup singers. Yep. So even more crazy odds. You know what? I wasn't privy to that, so I'm actually not sure. I do know how I got in. The guitar player for Whitesnake, his name is Joel Hoekstra. He also plays for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but the East Coast. And I've known Joel forever. Like I knew Joel when I was in New York, just grinding at 18, like pre-TSO, pre any substantial gig.
We have to back up to give a little context. Your first major gig was Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You've been with them for 10 years now?
Yeah, if I really back up, my first gig was the Kidz Bop World Tour, because we actually did arenas. So that was my first real gig. I was 18, I turned 19 on that tour. And that was like the perfect first job because the kids weren't jaded. You're like a real rock star. it was amazing. I mean, we used monitors facing us, and I had grown up in that band kind of scene, so I was totally into that. It was amazing. It really, really was so fun.
Kidz
So
Bop,
that was my first like,
big professional gig. Then you land the Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
yes,
which you've now been in for 10 years.
yes,
And
yes.
then, so back now, we're going recent now, you auditioned for Cher. The number I heard was there was over 1,000 people auditioning. And I'm not sure if that was from Mark or whoever I heard that from, but that's
from Mark. Yeah.
the number.
I don't know.
We'll go with that. But out of everybody who auditions, you and one other are now on the Here We Go Again tour.
Yes. I couldn't believe it. So I was actually on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour. We tour October to the end of December, and I got the email, the final call, like mid-December. And they're like, okay, so the Trans-Siberian Orchestra flies us home on January 1st. And they were like, well, we're starting Cher's tour January 8th. And so it was kind of like,
wow, you had a big break there, huh?
yeah, I had a big break.
Wow. Got a lot of rest. So you come off the Trans-Siberian tour and you go right on the road with Cher.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
here you guys are.
That's so cool. So that's obviously Cher in the middle. I feel like I kind of look like your daughter a little bit. I'm not like saying I look like Cher, but like I feel.
Yeah. And who's the rest of the gang here?
So that's my mom facing me to Cher's right. My brother next to me, my Aunt Donna. Below that is my Aunt Nancy, my cousin Roxanne, and on the end is my Auntie Gail.
Oh, that's amazing. Let's look at a couple
My
more.
mom has a big family, as I mentioned.
Yeah, right. There you are in the background.
And like, how badass is she? So she's 73 years old, killing this like sheer onesie still.
Yep.
Like the one she wore in the Turn Back Time video, and then there. How cool is that?
And how long are the concerts each night?
So we have an opener. That's about the show's probably like an hour and a half. So the Trans-Siberian Orchestra doesn't have an opener.
No, how long is the Cher show that you're singing in?
An hour and a half.
So you're backing up and you're singing for about an hour and a half.
Yes. Yeah.
So that means if I ask you to sing a song tonight for 3 minutes, it's really no sweat.
Robert.
I know it's after 10.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Some more great shots.
That is from my opening night.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my girlfriend's mother, my girlfriend Bree, her mom was in the audience and took that picture on her phone. And I like, can I be any happier in that photo?
You're always happy.
I'm cheesing so like my face hurt. Cher's so cool. So she changes her outfit and her wigs all the time.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
Well, go ahead.
I was just saying, and there's a part of the show where the dancers aren't there and it's just us and the band. It's like a real rock band, you know? Yeah. Like she's so cool to have that section.
That's great. Which tour is this?
This is in Europe. They had double-decker tour buses, which is just so cool. In the front is like hands down the coolest musical director of all time, of all everything. He's just the dopest. His name's Ollie. Behind that is the bass player with the blue hair, Ashley, and to her left is Daryl, another keyboardist. And
so this is Cher. This is the Cher tour.
Yeah, this is just after a show in Europe on a double-decker tour bus. Just
log a lot of miles, don't you? Like you're in that bus a lot, aren't you?
Yes, a lot. And
close quarters. Do you find it too close for comfort sometimes? Do you enjoy it? What's it like?
Yeah, I mean, I love the tour bus. We have so much fun. I mean, it's like a bus of performers, you know, like we're dancing, we're singing, we're ragging on each other. We're like, it's so fun. It's your best friends, basically in a moving tiny home.
Nice. We're going to jump into the chat for a second here. Let's see.
Well, I can't see the chat. Is that?
Yeah, it's on Facebook if you want to open up your Facebook, but don't, get too technical. Okay. Patricia Whitcast is with us. Yes. Callie just hashtag Jewish mother changed lives.
Yes.
Elizabeth O'Leary. EO. Is with Samantha Firestein's with us. Luis Sanchez. Colin Peterson says the hardest life's beginnings develop the most resilient individuals. Agreed. Cappy's here. Captain Siemens in the house. B. Kim Taylor is in the house. She's a great writer. She said such an inspiring story.
Oh, thank you.
Tammy T says, hey, what's up, Jodi?
What's up, girl?
And she said, sing, you have a beautiful voice.
It's late, I have neighbors.
Winnie's here. Sharice Boyack is with us. V. Andrew Einhorn's with us. Scooter Milvey's with us.
Wow, so many people.
Tammy wants to know, were the singers and dancers on the bus together? Did you know Ashley Blair Fitzgerald?
The dancers had their own bus. And I was on the band bus, which is my first co-ed bus, actually. In the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, it's all females. And this Cher's tour, I was on the band bus. So that was super cool. It's like just hanging out with the band, you know. So we were separated in that way.
What's one of the most exciting things? Wait, no, you already talked about a bunch of that. Tell me one of the things that does become tiring or wears on you when you're touring.
Which tour?
Let's stick with Cher for now.
Cher. Honestly, I'm not even saying this jokingly. It's like the dream tour. We do one show every other night for an hour and a half. And it's lovely. I mean, Cher has to do meet and greets, and Cher has to do autographs and all that extra stuff, but we finish the show, we shower leisurely, and get on the bus. And you know, on a tour like that, everything's taken care of for you. You're in like amazing hotels, you have after show food there, and the bus is also like the bus stock, whatever you want on the list is already there for you to eat too. So it's like endless food. Did you tour Europe and America, or just Europe? Probably the hardest chunk for me was coming straight from Europe and going into the Trans-Siberian Orchestra rehearsals in 2019. Just having a little bit of the jet lag and the time difference. I guess that could be the hardest thing, but it's like I was like floating, Robert. Like I was like, nothing made me happier. Like everything was joyous, you know?
And is there a big difference between European shows and American shows, audiences?
Well, Cher's audiences are nothing like I've ever experienced. I feel like I really got to feel what like a rock tour is, because there's no question that it's a pop rock show. So people are up from the second she comes out. I mean, like, and going crazy, like trying to get on the stage, throwing articles of clothing at her and dressed like her. There's like beautiful drag that looks like literally looks like her. I just totally zoned out the question. What was the question you asked?
I zoned out too.
10 o'clock.
Just took me away. I don't know. You took me away. We'll go back to the chat. Clayton Patterson just joined us. Suzanne.
What's up, Clayton?
Clayton's awesome. Clayton was on the show a couple weeks ago. You should check out his episode.
Okay.
He's documented the Lower East Side for the past 30 years. So if you have any questions about that's where to go.
Okay.
Cool. So what gets bigger than this then? Like, do you bite your nails going, oh my God, how do I top here? How do I top TSO?
Right. You know, it's crazy. So I played all of these same arenas with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra for the last decade. And then playing them with Cher is just this whole other crazy experience. Oh, I know what you asked me. Was there a difference from the crowds in Europe to America? When we played the O2 in London, I'm not kidding you, I actually thought I was going to explode. Like, it was so loud. You have in-ear monitors when you're in an arena. So like the monitors, the speakers aren't facing you. They're actually in your ears because it's so loud, and there's a slap back delay. And I was literally like, couldn't even hear what was in my ears. I was like, how is Cher doing this? Like, it was like the Met Gala too. That was so loud. They were going crazy. There's definitely a difference, but it's like, I think the O2 was just like legendary to play, and it was just like a crazy gig like that. Europe show was amazing.
Just in case we lose track again, Clayton chatted in. Question was difference between Europe and America. So we've got somebody's listening besides you and I.
Thank God.
Which made me forget my next question, which was.
See, we're off the cuff. This isn't rehearsed.
Oh, I know. Oh no, this is real.
This is real showbiz talk.
All right, the chatters are starting to add questions, which is great. So Jose wants to know.
Hi, Jose.
Would you ever change anything being on tour? Like, Jose, rephrase the question. I don't understand it. Will you ever change anything you're being on tour? Like make a different discussion? Jose, refine the question. It happens once in a while. People are chatting and writing in fast. Hey, Laura J. Bauer. Hey, Mark David Bernbach.
I remember the other question. What's next? Is Cher the end all be all?
Yeah, what's next?
So like I was saying, I played these same arenas, and then playing it with Cher with such a huge artist to me was like the next step. I think there's only that 1% of people that make it to the Cher, right? That make it to the Lady Gaga, that make it to the, you know, Freddie Mercury status. But I love background land. I love supporting, and I have a lot of fun supporting a huge artist. So my hope, my dream, my life fulfillment would to continue that. You know, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a rock show, Cher's a pop show. So I feel like I'm getting creatively filled by just having that diversity. But I'd be open to anything really in that realm.
I'm going to start singing in the shower at some point. I'm hoping that maybe you'll sit in the living room and back me up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that even like a question?
No brainer. By the way, my backdrop is customized for you tonight, just so you know.
I love that.
Make sure they had the rockin' crowd here. Give us some insight. Give us some insight. You're on the cutting edge. We are in the middle of a shutdown. There are no concerts. There's no shows. But you must have a little insight from the professionals you've been working with at TSO, with Cher. How do they envision going forward? How do you envision going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that touring this year, I don't see how it can happen without a vaccine. There's so many people in an arena. It's like, how are you going to fit 20,000 people in an arena? Yeah. But everything moving forward will be different and changed for the better, I think. I think we're going to live in a better, safer world. So I'm not sure. I mean, as of now, the Cher dates are canceled up until September. And that's when we would have started our arena leg. And I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything from either band regarding the arena legs. So I'm ready for whatever happens. But also, if I don't go on tour this year, it's the first time in 12 years that I'll be home for my birthday, Christmas, Halloween,
my birthday,
your birthday, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I left when I was 18, and I haven't shared any of those holidays. So it's kind of like I try to find the positive in things.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Couple questions are in the chat.
Give it to me.
Okay, so Jose cleaned it up. Thank you, Jose. If you can go back on tour, would you ever change anything about it? Is there anything you'd change about touring?
I would take more backstage pictures and videos.
Cool.
Yes, definitely.
And here's a personal question, answer it or not. And I'm just asking because I'm asking on a professional level. If you don't want to answer it, don't answer.
You can ask me anything.
Your contract, you got a contract with Cher.
Mm-hmm.
It's all canceled now through September. Do they give you a kill fee? Are you on your own? Like, I'm asking because a lot of us are freelancers and gig economy. So you just cut loose, or is there any blanket for you?
Yeah, they gave us a week's pay, but you're pretty much cut loose. I mean, if they're not touring, then they're not making money, so they're not paying us. We're not on the word just slipped me, retainer.
Right. Okay.
That would be different. But yeah.
All right. Jamie said,
you know, being in this profession, it's always a grind. My entire life has been a grind. And I'm like, I finally have my dream job. Like, if everything's amazing. And then life, just the universe is kind of like, oh, you thought you weren't going to grind? Keep grinding. Yeah. So, and I've lived my entire life like this. Like, the gig ends and you're on the hunt for the next one.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I mean, I went to LA and I was in Hollywood for 1.5 years and came back to this. I'm locked down. But I'm Famiglia Luca has just joined us. Vito's in the house. Right on, Vito. David Bernbach, how do you see evolving yourself to share your talent as a mentor? Now that you've got a strong mentor, be that as a singer, a songwriter.
So I think I naturally love teaching and sharing what I've learned. I actually retain it better when I share it with other people as well. And I pay it forward. I mean, I remember the help that I got, and I help a lot of people in my life. And I'll continue to. I to this day, anyone on here. You can message me on Facebook, message me on Instagram, ask me a question. I'll help you. I'll critique you. I'll advise you. I've kind of always been like that, but now I just know what I'm talking about a little bit more.
Yeah, and also, yeah, you do for sure. You definitely have like vast amount of experience. And what's beautiful is when you start to mentor other people, it starts to flow out of you without you even thinking. And, well,
Right.
wow, I knew that. I said that. That's pretty amazing.
Right. And I find myself repeating Mark Schoenfeld. I'm like, he comes inside me and I'm like, oh, that was just Mark. Mark said that to me 15 years ago, and I just regurgitated it. It's still true to this day. You know?
Do Mark impersonation?
Oh God. Baby, you gotta call me back. I got this idea. You gotta call me back, okay? Call me back. I love you. Bye. That's the best I could do.
You just don't. You don't have the timbre.
Huge.
Yeah, there it is. That's closer. Yeah. What's the word, blood? What do we know, blood? That's the thing I get all the time. What do we know?
Yes, that was so good.
We know, blood.
What's up, baby?
Jose, great job cleaning up your question. Thank you for that. Vinny Gottschall wants to know, do you have a sense of timelessness in working with Cher?
Timelessness, meaning just because she's so timeless? Like, do I get that?
Vinny, follow up with that question, all right? Let's see.
I feel like that's going to be a deep question.
Samantha wants to know, what about country music? Do you like country music?
Samantha, I actually grew up loving Leanne Rimes.
I love Rhymes too. Rhyming is
really
fun. Oh, Anne Rhymes. Oh, yeah. Leanne Rhymes, yeah.
So to be honest, give my mentor advice, I wouldn't be able to hold up in that scene just because I just don't have credibility. I never lived in Nashville. I don't have. I was just looking up one of the songs. So I was like, maybe I would do that one. Leanne Rimes song. But yeah, I would love to, but I just don't think I would.
Yeah. You're not. I hear what you're saying. It's like
where's your accent? Right,
where's your credibility of being there, living it, knowing it?
Totally.
So let's see. Samantha says, applaud your pay it forward. Callie wants to know, what are a couple of your favorite songs?
Wow.
We're 1 minute away from the show ending.
Oh my God. Okay. Favorite songs of all time. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Freddie Mercury, Queen, The Show Must Go On. Hands down favorite. Under Pressure as well. I love a lot of Steve Perry, like classic Journey stuff, like, all the cheesy
Anthem rock girl, huh?
Oh, hands down. I love Alone from Heart. Ann Wilson, Wales. Yeah, total classic rock chick. But I'm a big Cyndi Lauper fan. I know almost every one of her songs.
You do. I love her work.
Yeah.
Jamie says maybe it's that year to spend time with your family. She's going, yeah, I agree.
I love that. Thank you.
It's 10:30. The show is officially over. But
that was it?
Will you stick around for a few more minutes?
Absolutely. I'm here. I'm up.
I think if the chatters will throw up some hearts, then we'll make sure you stay. All right. So considering you're staying for the moment, we do 5 objects now. We play a game called 5 objects. You haven't seen these objects. I've been sitting in my house for 2 months quarantined. I'm finding things I didn't know I had before.
Okay.
I'm pulling out 5 things. You just give me your first thought, best thought, gut check.
Okay, it's late. My brain might not be turned on yet. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
First item.
Still at my mother's house.
Right? Still at your mom's house. Love it. All right. Second item.
Oh my God. Every gig I did up until age 20.
Gotcha.
That's what I did as a singer. I had the tambourine and I had the egg shaker. I killed the egg shaker. I don't know what I think about a rhino. Please stop hurting them.
Nice. A eraser from the chalkboard.
That brings me back to like elementary school, which I loved. Actually, my first grade teacher said that Miss Cullity said she was going to be on here, but she was actually the first one that told me that I could sing in first grade.
Last item.
It brings me back to her.
Last item. Okay. Oh, it's green, so you won't see it. It's a tomato plant.
Italiano, uno bacio.
Nice.
Salsa.
Are you Italian?
I know, but I have part Italian. I mean, I didn't know, but I got the DNA done. I'm a little bit of everything.
So we're paisan. That's good. All right. I still don't understand Vinny's question. Yes.
Vinny.
Cher is timeless in sense she working almost 60 years. Okay.
Yes. I actually do think I know what he means.
Okay.
Do I feel the sense of that? I understand how iconic and special it is that I get to tour with someone that huge. I mean, like you said, 50, 60 years, literally everyone knows Cher. The audience is kids to 9-year-olds.
I knew Cher when I was a kid. Sonny and Cher was on one of those Saturday night shows we used to watch.
I understand how timeless she is, and I understand how special that is. Do I feel timeless? No, I just feel like, oh my God. That's so funny.
It's all good.
That was just the Cher accountant.
Put them on. Let's find out why we aren't getting
I know, right?
kill fees. We want kill fees. Mark David Burkock says, you are also touring with Kimberly Davis and Falami.com from Chic.
Yes, with Niall. That's our opener.
Niall's awesome, right? Niall and I are good friends.
Yes,
he loves you.
Yes, and he loves you. And also another iconic, amazing superstar, human, alien person.
Yeah.
They are so talented, Kim and Falami. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mark wants to know what's your tour takeaway from touring with them.
What's my takeaway from touring with them?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Be friendly to everyone. Like, they came right up to us and were like, what's up, girl? And so nice. And for me, I was kind of like, hi, like I didn't know how to talk to who or what. And that band is just so warm and welcoming, just like the Cher band. It's like literally a huge love fest. I can't even explain it to you.
So a quick question then. Cher band, do you learn new songs while you're on tour? Do you rehearse the set? That's it. Boom, you go do that on tour. Tell us about the rehearsal process.
Yeah, so we generally have like certain 5 songs for the show that we just do in sound check. If we're doing something special, like the Met freaking Gala 2019, we do. I don't know how to shut this off. I'm so sorry. We did special songs for that. Like, that was just a really cool moment to have Cher come on and rehearse with us. And yeah, so we'll do special stuff like that. We were rehearsing a new song, which I can't say. I don't know how to shut this off. I'm so sorry.
Okay, don't worry.
We were rehearsing a new song, but can't say. But that didn't end up happening because the show got cut short. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's really extra fun when Cher comes and sings with us.
Samantha wants to know if you'll sing Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. No, I don't know it.
The whole song, not getting out of it that easy, pal.
No, I can't. I don't know it.
Jamie wants to know if you ever went to an award show, Grammys, etc.
I went to the Tonys a few times. My ex-boyfriend was an orchestrator, so I went to the Tonys. Did I go anywhere else? No, but I would love to go to the Grammys. What a show they put on this past year.
Did you hear about what they're doing with the Tonys this year?
No, what?
I had to do my best Don Lemon. They're doing a Grease sing-along.
Wait, what?
Why? Because they can't do the actual, invite show and guest and awards and all that. So they're doing a audience at home Grease sing-along, which is like wild cop-out, if you ask me.
Yeah, and why Grease?
I don't know. Tony Zuko. Where? I don't know. Let's see. Be friendly to everyone, says Callie. Callie's my repeat girl. Hashtag killed the egg shaker. Did you say egg shaker and I didn't hear that?
When you put up the tambourine, I said that was like my go-to instrument. But I also killed the egg shaker.
Okay.
I played a mean egg.
Jabari just joined us. Jessica Handy's with us. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica is an expert and a lover of soil. If you need to know anything about soil, people, I'll put you in touch with Jessica. She will change your life.
Yes. I have a few plants that aren't doing so hot that I need some help with.
Spike Moran is with us.
OMG.
Who is it? Is it the same person?
No, that's my cousin Cammie.
Okay.
I shut off my phone and I thought that it would shut off that, but it didn't. And
probably like, how do I get to watch the show? That's what she's calling.
Right. Oh my God.
Noelle Hannafield, my old neighbor, just joined us. Joel Hoekstra, amazing.
Oh, that's the one that got me the Cher gig.
Okay, so
he is the guitar player of Whitesnake, like the actual band Whitesnake.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
So Jamie doesn't mind the Grease sing along. I don't mind it either, but not in place of the Tony Awards.
Oh my God!
Answer and tell her to leave us the F alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop calling. Stop calling.
I know the best way to get her to stop calling is for you to sing a song for us.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes. Will you please?
Oh man. If Joel will play. Okay, let me see.
Well, Joel's not with us. Mark mentioned Joel. Joel's not in there.
Oh. Okay.
Here we go. Cool. You're gonna do it. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. We got our own little private concert here. One song with Jodi Katz. Thank you, Jodi.
All right. And last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. And life is like a song. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you. That's what I got for you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. I love that, James.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
As my neighbors are like, go ahead.
Right? Yeah. Sing somewhere else. Biatch. Yeah, I just want to take that in.
Favorite color, what astrological sign?
Take that in for a second. That's all.
Oh, thank you.
Tom Cavallaro just joined us. I hope he's getting a little of that.
Tom.
I think he did.
Do people have questions like what color eyeshadow does Cher wear?
There's not a lot of questions coming in. They're just thumbs up and hearts, which is fun.
Oh, thank you guys.
Allie Greenberg just said, holy SHIT to your singing. Kim Taylor said, thank you. Samantha said, sexy. Jack Fuller says, too much. So awesome. Could listen all night. Vincent Gottschall, once again, talk Garfunkel and Oates. I have no idea. Callie, teary-eyed. Jamie, beautiful. Heather Prescott. Good question from Heather Prescott.
Heather.
Yeah. Heather wants to know, what about dating musicians?
Oh, you asked the right person, girl.
I know. Did she know your history? What? That's great.
I think a professional musician that tours a lot, it's really hard to date them. That's my personal opinion, just because they're gone a lot. You almost get in a bubble on tour, so you have a disconnect. So it's hard. It's hard. My advice would be to not date a professional touring musician. They can be a musician, but maybe not ones that are gone 270 days a year.
I mean, who do you want? I mean, even if they weren't musicians, who wants to date somebody who's gone 200 and something days a year anyway?
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, they're on stage, so they're being fawned over all the time. And honestly, you get so close to your tour, like just the people you're around 24/7, that it's hard to be laughing and having this crazy life and then call and say, oh, okay, you're doing laundry. Okay, talk to you later. It's like, it's hard. I have a wonderful boyfriend that's just like a cheerleader for me. And
Is he a musician?
He's not. He's a tech guy. Tech CEO actually, of a software company. And so I think that works out well, but it takes a really certain guy and strong guy to be okay with a girl that's gone that much and
that's gone so much, running around in a jumpsuit like such.
Yes, a sheer jumpsuit. And he's like all about it. He's like, take more gigs, go, please leave. And I'm like, damn it.
We got some questions here. Mark Birnbach wants to know if you could be the animated voice of any Disney princess, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love Ariel. Look at this stuff. I love her. And I've always loved Belle, but her voice is too high. So I would say Ariel.
Abby Stahl-Schmidt is with us.
Abby!
Says, love you, Jodi.
Hey, girl. Love you too. Amazing violinist.
Let's see. Michael Swiskey wants to know, have you recorded much?
So I actually did a song with some of my road sisters. It was a Rise Up kind of Whole World in Your Hand mash. And I just had to record it from my Mac. I don't have any professional recording gear. So I haven't done any recording lately, but when I first started out, that's what I did. I wanted to be Kesha before Kesha, but like a nice, positive Kesha, not like a dirty Kesha. But that was me. She took my lane.
Would you ever do a reality TV show?
I
don't mean like a competition show. I mean more like not a singing competition show. I'm asking anything. Would you do a reality TV show, anything but something in your wheelhouse, which is singing?
Maybe. It would depend. If it was like one of those like athletic shows, I get my butt kicked. Was it like the Iron Man or whatever? It would depend.
What about one of those shows where they argue about who stole whose Twinkie out of the refrigerator?
I don't know. Probably not for me.
Okay.
Although I'd stir the pot. I'd play the role.
Okay. We're running out of time, so I'm going to run through some questions real quick that are piling up. Again, going back to Joel, girl crush or brotherly mentor?
I would say like peer, equal friend.
Cool. And speaking of crushes, what's this all about? You and Shaquille O'Neal. By the way, Mark Bernbach, who's in the chat and asking these questions, is tight with Shaquille. He shoots him all the time for his eyeglass frames.
Oh, I love that. Shaq is literally the coolest person ever. He's literally like a walking giant. So he can't walk fast enough for people to. Oh, that's so cool. This was a corporate job. I do them throughout the year as well. This one particularly happened to be Papa John's. He's the brand ambassador for Papa John's. They hired me to MC and sing him onto the stage. There can be many different facets of corporate jobs, but this one just particularly had to be really fun. So I'm wearing like a 6-inch heel and he's still.
Karen, you like a loaf of bread.
Really? He was so cool and so sweet. Actually, this was in Nashville. And I told him I live in Boston. He goes, oh, I'm going to be playing there tomorrow, actually. I'm going to be DJing at the new casino Encore if you want to come by. So I met up with Shaq with some friends and watched him DJ, and he's just so cool.
Famiglia Luca wants to know, what is Cher like when she's not working? Is she down to earth or is she always in character?
She is so down to earth. I've worked with many people that were less famous than her that had egos and were not as chill as her. She's a girl's girl. She talks to us. She hugs us. I don't know about now when we go back, but very friendly. She's taken us all to the movies. One time she rented out the movie theater and took us all, the whole band, anyone that wanted to go. She's so cool. We played bingo with her.
So it was a great question from Heather Prescott, which segues into almost even a similar kind of question. How was it working with Miley Cyrus? You were a backup singer with Miley as well.
I was. Miley was who she is now, even back then. I worked with her during her Hannah Montana days when she was on the Disney Channel, and I was a background singer for her. I did her New York TV appearances. So if she did Good Morning America or Martha Stewart Show or any of those shows, I sang backgrounds for her on those live TV shows.
Were you getting short notice on that? Would it be like you get a call the night before kind of thing, or were they booked?
They had them booked. Once I got the gig, they had them booked and let me know that they were coming up. But she was like, twerking and like, damn, I don't want to do this. And they were like, Miley, like the Disney's here, like behave. And she was like, I'm living my life. Like she was fun and,
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
so
right.
Cool.
I'm paying attention to you, but I got to go to these questions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Mark David Bernbach, he's just full of questions, man. Describe your boyfriend in the form of 2 musical albums. Why don't you just give us the title?
Oh my God. I don't know a song that would be his, except Patient in the Wind.
Patient in the Wind?
Yeah, I just made that up. He's very patient. I'm going to think of that and get back to you. I'll post it.
Okay. What books are you currently reading? Heather Prescott wants to know. Are you
Um,
reading?
so this is going to sound really strange, but I just got the Jewish Book of Why. I went kind of down like a Jewish wormhole. I watched Hunters with Al Pacino, and then I watched The Pianist, which was a beautiful movie about World War II. And then I watched Unorthodox. So I kind of went down this like rabbit hole, and then I got a few Jewish books. So I'm currently reading the Jewish Book of Why.
And Andrew Einhorn, the Andrew Einhorn wants to know, did you sing the 4 questions during Passover as a kid?
I did not. I should have. So my mother was actually Catholic and my father was Jewish. So we kind of did both. We did more of the Shabbat on Fridays, and I still had Christmas and stuff. But I can recite the entire Shabbat. So.
Oh, look at you. That's cool. I have the reverse. My mom's the Catholic Italian and my dad was the Jew.
Love that.
My dad didn't really practice at all. Callie Greenberg, you have some amazing life experiences. What's your favorite memory of your resilient, kick-ass life you live?
I have so many. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra, for me, probably playing a festival in Germany, in Hamburg, called Wacken, spelled with a W. And it was a sea of 80,000 Germans. We came out to perform, and they were just like, oh, a sea of people. That like that moment, I was like, I am actually a rock star. Like it was like, whoa. That was probably for them. That moment was just life changing. And then with Cher, we actually played Boston, which is where I live now. Originally from New Hampshire, we played TD Garden, and I had 78 people at the show. 78. And it was like, you know, when you know someone in the band.
78 people at the Garden?
Yes. So, and when you know someone in the band, you can get house seats. So they were all in like the first 4 rows.
Okay, yeah.
And I came down to sing, and I swear on my life, Cher was like, what the? Because they were like, ah! You know, when I came down, and I was just like, I was like, literally my face hurt. I was like trying to sing, and I was like trying, and like this more serious songs, like I'm strong enough without you, you know, I'm like trying, I'm like, I can't. That was crazy. Kurt, my boyfriend's 95-year-old grandmother came. I mean, it was like a slew of like my favorite people on the planet, like so much family and friends. And that's when we got to take the picture with Cher.
Cool.
One of Cher's friends said, hey, Jodi has like 80 people here. And then they said, you know, bring like 6 of them backstage.
Now there's a debate going on in the chat about, isn't it the youngest male that's supposed to read the thing instead of the youngest female? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Together we only make one Jew.
Yeah, exactly. Still have half the knowledge of any.
Right.
Vincy Gottschall is asking, what do you like more, pop show tunes or blues?
Ooh, oh my gosh. I love singing blues music, but I probably love listening to, dancing to pop music more.
All right.
And that includes like Michael Jackson, Cher, and current pop and all that.
We are going to end this thing with a couple of final questions here. Are you binge watching anything right now besides those other things you went down in the rabbit hole? Do you have a suggestion for anybody what they should dig into?
I just started watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan series, because I really know nothing about basketball, and he's the man. So I would suggest that for people.
All right. And then how has this lockdown and this change of our lifestyles, how has that upended, or has it upended your thinking in any significant way?
Like I said, I really try to find the positive. So I've had more family time with my mother than I've had in a long time. Last year I was gone like 260 days. So that's been really great. The highlight of my quarantine would be if my boyfriend lets me cut his curls. I think I can do it really well. And he's not letting me, but stay tuned.
Hey, I did my own hair. You should be fine.
You did that yourself?
Yeah.
What can't you do?
There's a few things, but last question. Jodi Katz.
Yes.
She's a warm, expressive, artistic woman. She's an incredible singer and mentor. She actually does mentoring with VIP Talent Connect.
I do. Yes.
If Jodi Katz was not an actress, a singer, a performer, an entertainer, living this life, what would be the next best kind of life that she would be living?
I guess for career, I'm really into skincare, and I love I really try any treatment once. So probably like an esthetician or a medical esthetician. I get a lot of joy of getting blackheads and all that gross stuff out. So I think I would be into that.
Does your boyfriend let you pump his pinches?
Topic pimples? No, actually, he doesn't really have any, but he gets the benefit of using my really expensive face creams and masks and all that. So he is like glowing since he's met me.
All right.
He's gonna die when he watches this.
What a wonderful time with you. As
You
always.
too.
Will you? Here's an idea that you mentioned earlier off camera, and that was maybe gathering a few of your musician singer friends and doing a jam here on the show sometime.
Yeah, I can name at least 5 that I know would do it, and they're amazing singers.
Set it up. We'll set it up as a some kind of benefit for somebody, and we'll get some food.
Cool.
And,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I brought Cher to say bye.
Well, there she is with her G-strings or whatever those are. What are those called again? What are they called? God,
I should start wearing those.
you should. Keith Shockley just joined us. Keith was a guest a few weeks ago. Keith, one of the co-founders of Public Enemy. What's up?
Hi, Keith. What's up?
Hanging out with Jodi, one of Cher's backup singers. Perhaps Keith and you should do something together.
Ooh.
Jack Fuller says, can't get much sweeter, Jodi. Thanks for sharing your warm and loving
Thank
energy.
you.
Keith says, hey, man. Samantha, good energy. Michael says, indeed, Jack. We're out of here. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Jodi, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Anytime.